Hey everyone. So I am sitting here enjoying a beautiful morning in Florida, and I wanted to uh, make a video. So I made a while ago your human body, the biological Tesla coil, and I've made other videos about the light body, but I've been playing with some uh, video editing software. So now I feel like my ability to create a video might be a little bit better than it used to be. So I just wanted to create a short video and talk about the body electric and your body, the biological Tesla coil, and with better visuals, of course. So, one of the things, if you've never seen a Tesla coil, essentially it looks like a column with a little top load on it, looks like a little ring, and it expands a magnetic field and then collapses that magnetic field and expands that magnetic field and collapses that. So you create like a pulsing effect. So imagine a bubble expanding and collapsing. And what ends up happening is that the collapse draws in electricity. So it looks like it's shooting lightning out, but it's actually pulling lightning in to the device through the ground and then into the earth. So what your body is doing that is very similar to this, and this is actually from how it was originally discovered by Nikola Tesla when he studied Eastern philosophy. So if you look at a Tesla coil, there's a few constituent components. You have um, a transformer, which is essentially the thing that is taking electricity at one voltage and ramping it up to another voltage by using copper winding, is essentially increasing the voltage and decreasing the amperage. So you get a bunch of voltage from that, which is useful for the Tesla coil. And then that voltage goes into a capacitor. That capacitor charges up energy, and then it is discharged originally with a spark gap. So that energy that's pulled in to the capacitor is then discharged through the spark gap, and then the spark gap hits the primary coil, and then the primary coil creates sympathetic resonance within the secondary coil and creates a big magnetic field that collapses, and then the energy rushes in to the top load. So if we're talking about this in the terms of the human body, you'd be thinking about the transformer being your lungs. So your lungs are essentially pulling in oxygen from the air ambiently. Uh, so oxygen is charged by the sun. You pull in that oxygen, and then that oxygen charge is absorbed into the blood, which is essentially the capacitor. And that capacitor and the lungs and the blood are essentially discharging energy through the heart. So the heart is essentially the spark gap. So when you have your heart discharging, it's going through a bunch of different size veins. Essentially, your root chakra would be the primary. Your spinal axis is the secondary, and your cerebral cortex, your brain stem, is the top load. So if you think about this, essentially what we're doing is we're breathing in energy ambiently from the environment that's being uh, transformed into energy, essentially ambiently in our blood. And that ambient energy in our blood is being circulated by a pulse. So when you look at what's happening every time your heart beats, you express yourself in the environment, and then that reflection comes back to you. And that's exactly what happens with the Tesla coil. It's also exactly what happens with the human body, except there's not lightning shooting into people's brains, but there are ideas. There is energy, most definitely. And I think it's a fascinating thing to consider that every single aspect of the human body, genetically, cellularly, and on a bodily level, has a frequency based resonance. And that cymatically, everything in your body is a function of some kind of resonance, basically sound or electromagnetic, because they operate spherically. So this is for something like uh, this. It's something near and dear to my heart. It's always been a curiosity to me how exactly spirit and consciousness is intertwined with the physical form. And I think Nikola Tesla was definitely onto it uh, when he created the Tesla coil. He was kind of like alluding to the fact of this is a automaton of a biological system. So I think it was a very, very clever piece of technology. And I just wanted to make a video to refresh kind of the idea of what I was talking about with a little bit better context. So thanks for listening. You have yourself a wonderful day. I hope you enjoy each and every beat.